All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another weekly setups. I'm basically drained. I finished analyzing over 20 pairs using the send and forget strategy, and we have good pairs for this week. So let us look at what we have, right? So the very first pair that we are looking at here is GPP NZD, right? So basically, price was bullish and then it switched bearish, and now it's bullish again, right? Now the only thing I don't like is that price might have a much more deeper retracement, right? So if price have that much more deeper retracement, it will not be good for this trade, right? So the weekly time frame on the other hand, by the way, has a weekly engulfing candlestick, right? So but we are still trading together with the pattern. So we already have two time frame in sync, and then the third time frame, which is the 4 hour time frame, is also bullish. So we have three time frame in sync, all time frames are bullish. It only makes sense for us to buy and not make sense that we should just be selling just because we expect a deeper retracement, right? Then the 1 hour time frame, what I'll simply be looking for, right? We have a strong area of interest, and this is the 4 hour area of interest. I need to make that very clear because you're not really using the daily area of interest on this pair. So you understand that that area of interest is a little bit more weaker compared to the daily area of interest, right? So let's go over to the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, you can see that price is still currently bullish, right? This is the higher high, higher low. Price had a retracement back into area of interest, and we are looking for price to shift back to bullish again. Even if it's still bullish, this market structure right here is still currently, still currently low key bearish, right? So I still need it to be bullish, and I'll be expecting it to switch bullish on the 30 minutes time frame, right? Right. So I still need a much more cleaner break and retest above here to buy. So this trade compared to other pairs is still a little bit more risky, but you know we just have to see how market opens, and if we get that break, we get the retest, and then we have to get an engulfing to even be interested in taking that pair, right? So that is the first pair for the week, GBP NZD. Next pair we have Euro AUD, right? So on Euro AUD on the daily time frame, we had some form of left head, right shoulder, right? So at the break, price is retesting. It has a doji right now, right? So we are looking to continue selling together with the daily time frame. Area of interest is a very strong one. You can see that price has rejected from this area of interest multiple times. Weekly time frame, on the other hand, you can see that weekly time frame also is bearish and it has a retracement. So on the 4 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame is currently bullish, right? So we still kind of need 4 hour time frame to turn bearish in order to be interested, right? So what I'll simply be looking for this new week is for I like as price slow down getting into area of interest. So I need price to still be under the EME, right? From the EME, you can see that price is still currently bullish. I still need price to switch bearish on the 1 hour time frame too as well in order to take this trade. So we'll need a break and retest under EME, break and retest under this minor support and resistance level, break and retest under round psychological level, and under area of interest to be able to take this trade. So this trade is one of the best pairs that we have this week. We have another pair, AUD CHF, right? So AUD CHF, basically on the daily time frame, if I look well, you see that price also had similar price action together with Euro AUD, right? So price is currently bullish, had a retracement back into area of interest, slow down, and then we are looking to see how we can continue buying, because anytime we are below, we are rejecting down. Anytime we are above, we are rejecting up. Now we are currently above, just had a retracement back into area, looking to see if we will continue buying together with the market, right? If we will continue that bullish momentum, and then we'll jump in. So what I'm simply looking for is that the daily is bullish, the 4 hour is bearish, but the weekly is also bullish, right? So we are going to simply be waiting for price to have a much more cleaner break and retest above this minor level right here, right? Above this level right here. So once price have that break and retest, it clearly shows that price has shifted structure to the upside, right? So until that happens, we'll sit on our hands and wait for the market to present that opportunity, which is a break, retest, and an engulfing around here to buy this market. Then depending on what price action does around here, we'll know where to put our stop loss, right? So that is that for AED CHF. That is the third pair for this new week, right? The fourth pair we have is NZD JPY. On the daily time frame, you can clearly see that price is bearish, right? Price has been bearish, right? We have a strong area of interest. Anytime we are above, we are rejecting up, and anytime we are below, we are rejecting down. So we still need price to be below, clearly below area of interest to be able to sell this market, right? The daily time frame is also currently bearish. From the AMA, you can see it switched bearish, right? And the weekly time frame is had a last week was a very strong bearish engulfing candle, right? So we expect that the next week should also continue bearish, right? We have seen this here time and time again. If you look at this is an engulfing candle. The next week was way more bearish. All right, so what I'll simply be looking for is just a minor break and retest under here to just continue selling with the market, right? Euro NZD is another pair we have this week. Basically, this is just a one of those pairs. It's just there's no a lot of price action. All the analysis are done on the 1 hour time frame. It's a very risky trade because there's a high risk of losing. But the reason I added this pair for the week is because all time frames have clearly been buying, right? It just clearly shows that euro right here is stronger than NZD, and it's just likely to just continue buying because that's what has been happening, right? So euro is already stronger than NZD. There's no competition to ask. If you look at the weekly time frame, you see that the weekly, week after week after week after week, the buying momentum is way more stronger than the selling momentum. So it just makes sense that we should just continue with the buyers, the strong guys, right? So basically, the analysis is just done here on a 1 hour time frame. All we're just looking for this new week is for a break and retest to buy. It's a more risky trade, but I'm willing to take it for this week, right? Another pair we have right here is Euro USD. I'm expecting a little bit price. I'm expecting that price should come back to area of interest and have a shift of structure for me to buy this market, or a break and retest above. But I prefer this one to come back to area of interest again for me to be able to buy this market, right? On the daily time frame, you can see that the daily time frame is just pretty much a very clean break and retest right here, right? So we just need price to slow down, maybe have a doji or something, and then we can join the buying momentum, because clearly looks like we have been buying all this while, right? So we're just looking for where to join the market. So that is that for Euro USD. I'm just glancing through the trades. I'm already tired, right? CAD JPY. CAD JPY, we had an area right here on the daily time frame that price have clearly rejected from multiple times, even recently, right? So recently, if I come a little bit closer, you can see that recently price have already rejected from this area, but we didn't get any opportunity to buy this market. So coming over to the 4 hour time frame, you can see that on the 4 hour time frame, we have a trend line, basically a trend line that is soon to be broken, right? So even though we are supposed to be buying around here, this area of interest, we can just continue the buying momentum that have already started, right? So it's a little bit risky just because we are not buying from the main area, right? But we can find a way to continue buying with the buying momentum already, right? So this is a very easy one, right? Of course, it's a little bit more risky. All I just need is for price to open, and then I'll wait for London session to kick in. Then at London session, I'll look for a retest, a retest, and an engulfing to continue buying, right? That's that for CAD JPY. And the last pair we have is AUD JPY. Now, this is the problem, is that these two pairs are JPY pairs, and one I'm looking for sales, one I'm looking for buys. Now, the thing is that anyone that gives us the opportunity will just take it. So I don't assume that both of them are going to give us the opportunity, right? So AUD JPY was selling this week. This was a trade I missed basically last week because I was waiting for an engulfing on the 1 hour, and basically the engulfing was a very big engulfing that basically, is more than half of the target, right? So there was no need for me to enter this market again. But what I'm seeing this week is that on the 1 hour time frame, we have a left head, right shoulder, and we're just waiting for a cleaner break and retest under a level that is very strong on the 4 hour time frame right here, right? So this is actually a counter trend trade, but I expect that this price action is clean for the continued selling of this market, right? If price is not going to sell, you should bounce off here and continue buying. But if you have that break and retest under this level right here, then we'll continue selling. So that's pretty much the pairs that I'm planning on taking this week, right? Remember to subscribe to the channel. Is absolutely free, and I hope you guys make money this week, right? I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.